Hello, this is the Risk Factor, and I have with me a gentleman who owns Jamming Records,
Jampac.
Jampac Records in Monroe, North Carolina. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine.
And we're here to interview about his record store, about the midterms, and everything under the sun. So, how have you came up to own this wonderful record store?
Well, we first opened this store up in 1986. That's after I became a DJ in 1979, a street DJ. And before that, I was a piano player for several local bands and things. So we trying to elevate it to something else because I wanted to make sure that I have some type of retirement plan. So retirement plan was called Jampac Records, and that's when we opened this up in 1986. And we've been in business ever since, and we're still running strong. All 50 states we ship to, and all the way all the way around the world.
All the way around, so everywhere in the world, China, Japan, every other country.
Anywhere that the post office can ship a box, we ship to that country. So we try to tell our folks, we're not just Monroe, we're not up the street and down the street, we're around the world, just like everybody else. We tell anybody else, you go any type of business, if you think locally, you'll stay local.
You stay local.
That's it. So that's why we try to tell people, always go in business to think worldwide.
So your motivation was to own something, to make sure that everybody had these records, historical records. Was that the
Well, our main thing is just like I have third generation business owner. My grandmother owned her own business. My father owned a construction business. So therefore, that was just one of the things in our blood. Whatever you specialize in, that's what you want to try to put your time and efforts into to have some type of ownership. And hopefully, my kids be the fourth generation of ownership in this country.
so it's a generation of ownership? You want to keep it going.
Yeah, we keep it going. I don't
Yes,
care if it's shining shoes. If it's shining shoes, you be the best shoe shiner out there,
Yes, sir.
and capitalize on it and do what you need to do and turn it into a business.
So do you think that when people say it's hard to do your own business or it's hard to maintain and try to do it, what do you have to tell young people when they say that?
Everyone have the same thing. Number one, the same opportunity to get up in the morning. All of us have 24 hours in the day. It's what you do with those 24 hours. So what I have to look at, is it hard? Yes, it's hard. It's hard going to a job every day. Because, I mean, what's the difference? Either you can work for yourself or you can work for someone else. It's still the same thing, over and over again.
Do you think that for it to be easier to start a business, do you think they need to get rid of certain permits or certain to make it easier for people to start or to do that?
No, no. You don't, well, see, that's just it. We always looking at what society need to do for us. It's what you need to do for yourself. So I hope I'm answering in the right way.
Yes, sir.
Now, my thing is this: if permits or whatever, what the city say, the county and the state or whatever say, okay, that's one thing. But the biggest problem about going into business is getting up in the morning and have the determination and the belief in yourself that you're able to do this, and understand there's obstacles. Like I remember reading a book and said, I went through 99 people saying no to me. The only thing I needed was one yes. And that's the only thing you need to understand. You only need one yes in your whole life to get yourself started. And like I teach my kids every morning, the main thing about anything you do in your life is just being able just to get up.
Get up and
Just
try.
get up. Every time I fail, I didn't fail. I learned how not to go that route again. So we have an understanding that every time I fail, it's just like me going to college. I paid to go to college, so therefore, if I'm paying out, so it's the same thing of failing. Failing may cost you, but it's the same thing, the same cost of going to college. So therefore, you learn not to do that again, then you keep on going forward.
So you're saying failing, like it's like failing a test. It's like
Yeah,
you may have
that's
failed
it.
one test or two tests, but passed the other test, so you can still pass the class, something like that.
There you go. Keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward. Okay. And so you pretty much have every record available for these past decades.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. I have records from 1909, 78s, cylinder records when they have control machines like I have here. I have all the major artists, even artists that's real collectible. We have them in this store right here. I got over 250,000 records sitting in here right now.
And is this your only location? You have other locations?
Well, we had 3 locations. I had one in South Carolina and one other in another county. But our biggest problem was having people to have the same mindset. Is small business cannot operate if only people that you hire want to just get a check. They don't understand the mechanics of making a check. Now, you want to sit there and just wait on Friday, okay, a business will never grow. You need people that think like you and won't like you, and you will succeed.
So you're saying is you have to go with like-minded people who are serious about it, not just people to say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day, I'll do it next week, just now.
Wait on me for the answer to the question.
So the midterm elections just passed. It just passed yesterday. And the Republicans have the Senate and the Democrats have the House. How do you feel about that response by the country? And do you think that we're in a good state or a bad state?
If I had to look at the state of this country in the last, I'd say 20 years, I use the term, you just stagnate. You're not really making any moves because you're dependent on somebody else to make the moves for you. And regardless of who's in the White House, Republican or Democratic, it's still up to that individual to get up and do what they need to do. And if you're not able to get up and do what you need to do, what purpose did you really serve? Most of the people that's doing all the complaining is the ones who really don't go to vote, or someone is getting something from the government. So if you're not getting anything from the government, I mean, you need to get up there and you basically need to get up there and do what you need to do for yourself. Because when Obama was in office, everyone started hollering, well, what he gonna do for me? And no, it's what will you do for yourself. Regardless of who's president in there, just like President Trump is in there. I'm not relying on President Trump to give me anything.
Gotcha.
I'm relying on you to get out the way and keep the door open and let me just keep on moving what I need to.
Yes, sir.
The name of the game is opportunity. When President Obama was in there, the door of opportunity was open, but why is it you didn't try to walk up in there and do what you need to do then? Now, but when another president's in there, just like in 2020, when another president get up there, you'll still be saying the same thing over and over again. You're still waiting on someone to give you something. Now, I understand the word help. There's nothing wrong with helping people.
Help me, right?
But when you come to the point of saying support, okay, wait a minute now. There's a limitation to support. Now, why should I work 15 hours a day in this business and then you taking 7 hours of my money that I worked hard for to give to somebody else? Now, disabilities, I understand that.
Yes, sir.
My military guys go over there and get hurt up, I understand that. But if you get out here and you just deliberately get yourself on drugs because you wanted to have a good time, how is that a disability? How is that a disability?
Doesn't seem like one to me.
But my thing is, I can understand if you had hardship and you were going through misery. I can understand mental illness and all those things. But when it comes down to it, how is it my problem? And why is anybody right to take it from me? Because I'm working 24 hours a day.
Amen.
Now, it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's the right thing.
It's the right thing.
So, as you say, what's up with these midterms? What's going on? Nothing changes.
So
nothing will change at the bottom. Nothing will change. It's up to the individual to make the change.
So as I call myself an independent, but I tend to call myself a conservative libertarian. So I did not like McCain or Romney. I did support Trump in 2016, but I didn't vote. I didn't vote in 2018 this year. I voted Libertarian because I didn't because I live in Georgia, and that's close. There was Abrams versus Brian Kemp. And another thing that needs to be addressed is that people do need to vote to get their voices heard, but I don't want people to shame people or try to make people. Do you think there's a lot of people that try to force people to vote and not try to have their individual choice?
Well, see, that's just it. My thing is, it goes back to what I said. If you don't vote, you don't have a word. You shouldn't say anything at all. You don't have nothing to say in this country at all. Now, there's two things that I was taught when I was a young man. And my father taught me to make me a good American citizen. Number one, I have to have the right to vote, but exercise it. And number two, you got to own some type of property. So therefore, by me not voting, that put my property itself in jeopardy. That means you, at any time, the people that don't vote, that means I give the government the opportunity, special interest or whatever else, to come in here and divide up what I own, what I work for. Then at the same time, what right am I to say something about what's going on in the Middle East or whatever else if I'm not a voter? I don't have any right at all because I'm not participating in anything. And that's the way I've always looked at it.
So you're saying people want a reduction of government and regulation. You have to vote for that. You can't.
Well, see, that's just it. It's all about the vote. I don't care how you can have $1 million as $1. Name of the game is opportunity is out there. Will doors be slammed in your face? Yes. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've been discriminated against with this and that. I used to tell people I use the Santa Claus syndrome. When you shut the front door, that's fine. When you shut the windows and let me in, that's fine. Do you shut the back door? That's fine. But guess what? I did like Santa Claus. I went down your chimney and I went and got what I'm gonna get. And that's the long and short of that. You find opportunity if you want it, but when you get it and you hold on to it. You just don't give it back. But my thing is,
yes, sir.
You have to vote. You have to vote. Even if your candidate lose, your power is based on your numbers of votes. You need to vote. Regardless of which way you think, you don't have to vote on this person or that person. Find somebody to vote on. Write your name in there. Just exercise your right.
So you're saying is just say something.
Just say something.
You don't have to do the two parties. You can go third party. Just say something. Okay.
That's it. You just write anything. Because when the smoke clears, wait a minute now, I got to figure out how did I catch so much hell with this group here. I couldn't just knock them all over. But I got to see this little part of people right here. You will be seen and you will be heard. They might throw a crumb at you, but they threw something at you. It's better than them not throwing nothing at you at all. Acknowledge me. Acknowledge me for whatever I do.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the interview. Really had a great time. This is the Risk Factor, and we are tuning out. Thank you again, sir.
All right, thank you.